Hey, that's what we're after right there.
That's a good fish.
That's a good fish right there. Oh, come on with it. Come on with it, Roger and Reel.
That's a 10-inch fish.
There you go.
Oh, that's 11.
It ain't always sunshines and rainbows on the lake. Sometimes you gotta deal with harsh weather or bad winds like today. Let's talk about it. All right, so we're dealing with windy conditions and picky fish. All right, this is what I'm using today. This is a 16th ounce jig head, baby shad from ATX Lure Company. I don't know if y'all can you hear that? Can you hear the wind?
It is windy.
So wind today, it said 6 to 8 miles an hour, but I think it's more like 10 to 12, maybe even more than that. So I'm only running one camera today, folks. I'm sorry about that, but we had to get out here and get it done today. The wipes only gave us 4 hours. They said, look, you can fish, but you got 4 whole hours. That's it. So we're out here getting it done. First thing I'll tell you when you're fishing in the wind is get your boat, if you're on a boat, obviously, these are all gonna be boat tips. Get your boat into the wind. Point your boat into the wind. Only reason I'm saying that is because your back and your equilibrium will appreciate you way more, because the boat has a way harder time rocking this way than it does this way, and it's way safer. Another thing you got to worry about when you're fishing in the wind is your lure speed. So as y'all know, we like to pendulum these fish, right?
And that's what they want today.
And so what's happening is, if you're using the 1/8 ounce jig head like we normally use, go ahead. What's that? Look at that double. If you use an 1/8 ounce jig head like all Roger and Reel's got there, it's going to swing way faster. Put these back. It's going to swing through the pile way faster. I'm talking way faster. So I've reduced down to a 30-second head, and he's got a weight on his. Go ahead, what you got?
So normally I use this above it, but it's too fast today.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna switch up and get rid of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go weightless.
Holes.
We're still trying to figure out what color they want. We think that black is the color of the day, but not 100% certain on that just yet. But I usually, I run a split shot on mine a lot of the times. That split shot helps with seeing the jig on live scope, and today it's just making the lures drift significantly way too fast. What I mean by drifting is, if you look at his jig here, you can see his jig right here. You see how fast he's not moving it at all. See how fast it's swinging through that pile? It's ripping through there. We're casting at 20 or 15, 16 feet, and it's just blowing through there. So one of the main things you're gonna wanna try to do is reduce the size of the lure you're using. One, because crappie generally like smaller jigs, and two, because you wanna be able to control it a little bit better. You wanna be able to control that drift a little bit better than on a calm day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the split shot off the top of mine. I think he's gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just fish a 32nd ounce jig head today, just so I have a little bit slower control over it. So I'm gonna switch that and we're gonna go back to it. So here's all I'm doing, guys. I'm just taking this split shot here. I usually crimp these on here pretty solidly, like you want it to. There we go. So I'm gonna pop that split shot off. Now I do have a kink in the line, which can be detrimental at times, but that's okay. So then all I'm left with is this 1/16 ounce jig head. So we're in half of what we were. All right, so let's drop down in there now. Now keep in mind, if you're using live scope like we do, this is also gonna make it just a little bit trickier to see your jigs, but don't worry about that. They're going down where they are. Another tip for y'all if you're on a windy lake like we are today is you don't have to bob and weave your lures so much. I don't know if you can see his rod tip in relation to that shoreline up there, but the waves are handling the motion, I promise you. Your jig's down there dancing its butt off. Oh, we're more left. I see what's going on here. So normally what I would tell you right here is, tap the tip of your pole, wiggle it around. But guys, the wind does a fantastic job of dancing your jig down there. And honestly, you kind of want to work against the waves. You kind of want to keep your thing just a little bit more steady than you would because of how much it's moving. There we go. That's money. So there I am. I went out to 12 feet, and now I'm just going to kind of drift it along. There you go. There you go. Now I'm just going to kind of pull it along there. Did you hit me?
I did not.
That was a fish then. Oh, pro release.
Probably.
Pro release, that's all right. But so since I took that weight off, I'm drifting across that pile.
Yeah, I can control a lot better.
Way more controlled than with all that weight. And it just has to do with current. That's it. That's all it has to do with. I won't lie to you. We're moving spots right now, but I won't lie to you. If you can afford it, if it's in the budget, a spot lock trolling motor does wonders in the wind as well. But if not, that's all good. You just throw an anchor or If you have crappie brakes, if you're, you know, super avid crappie fisherman, crappie brakes work really well too. But just find whatever method works best for you and holding the boat still. That's the key thing, is making sure you're faced into the wind, that your boat's not gonna drift too far back off of it. Because in winds like this, dude, you could drift 40, 50, 60 feet like that. I mean, we came off a spot lock earlier. We were 65 feet away from where we were originally spot.
Fish.
Oh, son. Let's go check it out. The biggest takeaway from today is gonna be find a way to hold your boat still. I just learned I can't tie a knot and talk at the same time. Spot number, I don't know what, we just moved, I retied. We came across a little baby brush pile as we were cruising to the next spot, and I told him, hey, hold on now, let's see what's going on here.
You got him.
Yep.
You got him.
There we go. Not huge, but there we go. So there you go. Slow rolling control. Dropping it right down on him. Milk and Green by ATX Shad Company brings in the fishies. Now, another really important piece of advice that y'all need to write down in your notebook is to also find a less windy portion of the lake.
I'm gonna write that one down.
That wind got a little bit.
Wind was
Yeah, that wind got a little bit more than we wanted to deal with, so we came to another portion of another part of the lake that's not in the wind. It's just straight up. It's not as windy.
I'm in.
There we go. Let's see if we can get the first fish off this pile. I'm using this 32nd or the 16th ounce jig head, which is.
I'm using the 8th and white.
Oh, you re-upsized, huh? I have no clue where I'm at. Oh yeah, I do. Maybe that's you. I don't know. Oh, I see me. I'm right there in that fish's mouth. There you go. There you go. There you go. Roger and real good. Oh man, you gonna mount that one?
Oh, we'll think about it.
I'm trying to get that fish that's been swimming with me this whole time. Oh, he's interested. I got him.
Nice.
There we go. There we go. Nice white crappie there. Oh, he's been caught before. Look, I don't know if y'all can see that. He has been right there. See that? He's been caught before. That's pretty cool. Little guy. Little guy. He gets to go live again.
Fine.
No, I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch it right here in his
We're
ball.
gonna catch a new one right off that pile.
I'm too busy. No, he put me in the tree.
Talking all that crap, I'll just reel him in while you stay stuck.
Oh man. It broke off too. All right, I'm gonna retie. Let's see that. Woo, boop.
She gone.
We wanted to see that one, but he's using that sad color.
On natural
with
straight tail.
the crappie nibble. All right, I'm gonna retie.
The trick is you gotta hide the point.
Oh, is that it? Okay. All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna retie. We'll be back. Got him.
Dude, I was gonna say, you don't catch that fish.
Dude, you know what? These are the fish I like to retire on. Look at this thing. Woo! I mean, if you ain't catching slabs like this, then I don't know what you're doing with your life. You ain't catching slabs like this. So, obviously, the advice I'm giving you isn't the end-all, be-all. You can still use an 1/8 ounce jig. You can still use a 32nd ounce jig. You can still use a 1 ounce jig if you want. It's just a little bit easier to control the jig head and the movement in the water if it's a little bit lighter in windy conditions. Only because of the underwater current and the surface water current you're gonna have to deal with. I think I have a white on. I do have a white. Oh, I had a fish.
Yeah, a fish.
Hey, look, he bit my tail off just for you. There you go. Roger and real with putting on a class.
Golly, good fish.
Putting on a class.
That's good fish.
There you go.
I can't even get him in my...
He's too excited. Let's watch that release. There you have it, guys. I hope that those tips help you. Last but not least, remember the most important tip. That is to be safe, guys. Make sure you use your best judgment. Don't go out there and be out on the water if it's too crazy. I mean, if it's durable and it's manageable, head out there, use these tips to get on some fish. Get on those midsummer crappie, those springtime crappie, which are our favorite. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. If y'all like this one, I think you'll enjoy this one, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.